Good morning everybody and welcome back to another day here on the Fenton Forest Farm. I had quite the adventure yesterday, obviously, doing the hang on a minute. That truck's changed colour too. Oh, I've updated all these truck mods, you know, and they have changed colours. That one's changed colour too. That was supposed to be red like that one. You know what that means? We're going to have to modify a few of these to start today's episode. I was hoping to get on and do some stuff. I also probably, actually having this here is probably a good thing, because I could do with getting rid of those eggs. Pop out. Hopefully I don't have to disconnect this hook lift. Design colour, we want chrome wheels. Did I want a nice red? Red satin? Metallic? Nice matte. Rim colour. Stick with chrome. Fine. That's better. Oh, hang on a minute. Don't push the truck around. We'll turn off the silly course play thing which comes up every time. Don't need the straps for now. Work mode is on. It's auto loading is on for pallets. It's set for pallets. Okay. The big truck is there. And the reason the big truck is there is because off camera last night I left this guy running constantly and he has sold all our sugarcane. All the sugarcane that I harvested in the previous video and prior to that as well, we sold. I've taken, transported, sold. All looks good now. So they'll be strapped on. Hence why I've got quite a lot of money now sitting in my bank account. Because believe it or not, when you sell over, you know, you sell 1.7 million litres of sugarcane, it does add up. It does begin to add up. Although you do have to start mixing up your sell points a bit, because you can quite quickly crush the sell point. Where's the best price for eggs? Fenton Mill is on the decline. Northwest. I tell you what, we'll go to one of these farm shops that I've placed. These are as good as anywhere. I'll sadly have to do this because the trigger point is so low. There's a bit more money for us. I'm going to take this guy back. The distinction I left here just because he was kind of in the way. Also, the distinction doesn't work very well with course play for selling courses, because it only fills the first bin on the truck. And then it doesn't think to itself to move forward and fill the second bin. It just kind of sits there doing absolutely nothing until you manually come along and tell it to do something. In which case it will drive the course with only one bin full. Which kind of meant that there wasn't much point in using the distinction, because it only had 100,000 litre capacity if it's only using one of the bins. So hence why I switched to using this truck same truck, same Hulk QST, but obviously this trailer, 120,000 litre capacity. So an extra 20,000 litres then I was able to get on course play, then on the Distinction. So I was able to use course play, just let him run around doing his bits and pieces, which meant I was able to get all my fields ploughed, cultivated, fertilised and everything, which was all good. I am now in the process of reseeding these fields while that guy's there, because he may use the Great Plains is already gone. That's not an option. We may be using the John Deere with this fella attached. Kind of makes sense. I think the Great Plains probably up here on field 1. I think. Yeah. I left him over it. Right, let's check the control. Corn is at 10.2 hours, so if this guy can get corn planted quite quickly on this field for me, they're going to be doing alright. Bring him into fertilising mode. Was a fairly accurate course generation. Field 1.2 for 17.2. Got course at first waypoint drive course. So this guy's got the Great Plains seeder. Okay, makes sense. Probably also want to get some mowing done today. You can go back in the shed for the time being. 7-0. Got the loading wagon is in the hay barn. Right. It's got a little bit of seed left in it. Ouch, I've managed to get that stuck on something. Petrol tanker. Not make a habit of that. Right, so we're going to do normal crops again now on fields 1 and 3. Some normal crops. Hop out, let's check the growth control again. Canola is at 27 hours, so you know what? We'll do some canola. I think. Probably ought to as well. Need to just drive onto this course quickly. This field. Overwrite field 2. Course generation, so it's going to be field 2. Headland, let's do 2 passes clockwise. Up and down we'll do. There's the start point. There. Down. First waypoint. Drive course. Not the best idea normally to start it on the corner of a field, but some planted. You may just miss a little bit in the corners, I think. Hey ho. Still a good seeder, this. Right, next thing. Horse cruiser. That's okay. We don't need that. The ART as well, isn't it? Not just yet. No. What have we got to do? Let's have a look. So we haven't got anything grown yet. Still, field 7 needs to be cultivated and fertilised, doesn't it? Oh, also got some new purchase, some new toys, lot. I bought a John Deere tree chopper and the John Deere logging trailer, and I'm starting to take the trees out on between fields 3 and 5. Thought I'd have a bit of a play. I must admit, I'm not very good with the crane. It's a bit of a struggle to pick these logs up and get them in there. In fact, I'm almost thinking it's easier for me just to pick these little logs up. Honestly, I think it's quicker for me and to throw them in. They're not heavy. They're only 4 metre lengths. They're perfect for this crane, this trailer. I just don't find the crane aspect of it to be all that great. But what I plan to do is obviously strip out the rest of the trees here, down here. Then that just opens this up, and then we do have the option, if we ever wanted to expand the fields. We could make this field a little, field 3. We could bring it a bit longer, bring it a bit more out this way. Make a touch fraction longer. Field 2 we could also make a touch longer if we wanted to then. Make them a bit bigger, because obviously field 3 is definitely, field 5's massive, and field 5 could actually go a bit further that way, be made longer. Field 3 could probably go a little bit both ways to be made a bit bigger, and field 2 could probably stay as it is, really. But like I say, we need to get into field 7 and do something with that. Okay, that's been repaired now. This has actually been repaired. So the maintenance mod has worked. Was it? I did get charged some maintenance last night as I skipped through the evening. So it may have kicked in. Yeah. It has. It's repaired this up to full beans. Was down at 35%, wasn't it? Right, and we've got field 7 here, which is the one we need to get cultivated. We do need to get it fertilised with something. I might go grab, if I grab the big fertiliser tanker, digestate spreader, it's full. That'll be the thing. Is it full? It's not. Okay, that means a trip back to the farm then. Fill it up. That's the only downside. I don't have anywhere else, any way of storing digestate away from the farm. Do slurry, but not digestate, sadly. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah, I've got I bought the John Deere tree and log cutters, which I will I was thinking keep at the farm, but as soon as I've put them stupid track tyre things on them, they probably want to go up into the wilderness eventually. Scorpion King that we bought and used previously, and the Timber Runner log trailer. Not going to have too much call for needing tracks around the farm, are we? They come in useful for taking some other trees out around the map, around some of the other fields we've got purchased. Let's get this refueled. Digestate, the Samsung PG235 and digestate spreader. Get out, Bob. Dog scratching at the door, trying to get out of the room. I don't know how big he thinks he is. He's only a toy poodle. Yeah, he's got to have the door fully open before he'll go out. Crazy. Crazy dog. He obviously thinks he's like a Great Dane or something in his mind. Just have a bit of Apple Blast Lucasade there, just while we're waiting for this to fill up. I was hoping we'd be getting on to cotton harvesting today, but that field still hasn't grown. It still hasn't grown in yet. Terribly annoying. Yeah, all my sugar cane got sold. I haven't got any of it saved in the silo. Don't know how many trips that truck had to do. I had it on like real-time speed and just let it work through the night. Had the game running in the background on my PC while I watched Cobra Kai Season 2. Come back to start today's recording and it had finished. It had emptied the silo of all the sugar cane. I was like, good job, truck. Now I can move on. And I remember that course as well. I think I've saved the course in the settings so that I can load it again when I want him to go and do basically empty the rest of the silo of all the other fruit types we've got stored in there at some point in time. Right, so we're going to do this field here. Digestate spread this. And there's a truck. Not a truck, a train. Drive down here. Pull up the old corn supply. Field 7. 36 metres, so we'll bring that down to 3. It's got 1.5 metres then either side. Headland, do 3 passes. Leave a lot of up and down edge in the middle, should it? Right, start course at the first waypoint. Off you go. Get that done, and then I can get the T8 to come round after you and do the cultivating. New Holland T7 did a fantastic job last night. Getting poplars planted on field 12. That's a lot of poplars planted on field 12. Insane. Right, probably going to utilise you, because one thing we haven't done in a while is we haven't done any mowing for a bit. Have we? Probably time to do field 8, because we haven't done field 8 since we've expanded and enlarged it. It'll be interesting to see what kind of yield we get off of it in terms of just pure literage. See whether we gain any more. So I'll probably just do it loose. Loose grass. And then I can loading wagon it. And then we can get that put in the silo. And then I've got a count. I know exactly how much of a literage we've got. And I can kind of then do the maths in my head to see if we're actually making that field. I mean, we're still going to be mowing the exact same area. The amount of area that we're mowing hasn't increased. We've always mowed the same area. The only difference is that whole area is now actual proper grass field rather than wild grass like I'm driving on now. Get this bad boy unfolded. Bit harder to tell where the field starts and finishes now. I think I've got a course already set up. Field 8. No new width. Is it that one? Looks like it. Looks like he does a couple of you know what? Let's get course 8 done properly. Let's do 4. Turn radius. Up and down. 9 meters. Generate course. Right, so that's where the field starts technically. That's your start point then. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to tell it, start down here. Right, what work mode are we on? Swath dropping, that's fine. First waypoint, drive course. So the mower should do 4 headlands and then the up and downs. Okay, that's not a problem. That is not a problem because we are going to be loading wagoning that. If I was baling it, I wanted to do the headlands last, didn't I? Really? You can see he's mowing to the edge of the field, not the wild grass. That's looking pretty cool. 9.5R scraper special. It's finished. Have you? Because if I drive over here, there looks to be an area that's not been done. Don't like it when you lie to me, Courseplay. Tell me that you've done fields when you haven't. And there's 9620 RX has also finished Great Plains in. Yeah, it looks to me like he's not done little bits. Could be a headland issue. Does his turnings. Check down here as well. Have a look at the map quick. It's Mr. Patch dead in front of my eyes. The other areas that look patchy are not. It's just different stages of fertilisation on the ground. That's fine, I can live with that. Because if you look, some of the field is... well, it's all two-stage fertilised now. But some of it may have been two-stage fertilised before we... Field 3 next. And on to Field 3 we are going to port... Of course it won't let me change the seed because let's do check what we've got in the storage facility, shall we? What are we looking at? Barley's quite low. Let's do some barley. Also get some straw off of that then, a bit later on. Pull that down a bit early. Right, shall we check if you have done the course properly? Shouldn't have missed bits because driving up and down. Oh, you know what I've done? Well, duh. Forgot to turn off the I've still got the option to buy seed and fertiliser for workers. I really should turn that off. You know what? I may leave this here. Because obviously I'm thinking that when this guy's finished digestate spreading that field and I've cultivated it, I can use that Great Plains to do me seeding. That not really... I miss it. It's making patches everywhere. Dude, can I be a little critical? I'm gonna jump in. It's Helper Jordan, who apparently has reached her trigger endpoint. But you know what, Helper Jordan? You have done an absolutely crap job. Don't let Jordan operate the digestate spreader ever again, kids. Get why it's not done that bit. Now it has. It's just very choosy about what direction it wants to do it in. Or maybe it's just being awkward to me. Unless it's something to do with the direction. It's done a bit more of it that time, look. But it's definitely telling me there's a whole section there that's not been done. Wrong button. That does that bit. That makes that bit go up and down. Really need to worry too much about that then. Weird how it's not fertilising correctly. Something weird's going on. Like I say, it definitely doesn't want to fertilise this bit, does it? Over here. And now all of a sudden it has decided to. Well, fine. Fence there. Oh, wrong thing. Disconnect that one. Back him into his parking space. Well, grab the T8. Bit of a skid on. Lovely digested field, that's why. No surface grip. Let's do field work. Horse generation. Gonna be field 7. It's gonna be around we're going to do 6 headlands, round turn radius. Job's a good one. Roll that down. Start course at first waypoint. Of course. There we go. The wheels are a bit buckled on that thing, but hey ho. Not a lot we can do about that. Anything yet to harvest? Not quite. Paper special doing. And great big chunks of my field by the looks of it. No course loaded, which is great because obviously we don't have a course on this because it is in fact a harvester. But look, claws up. Right, we've got 4 metre cutting length. That is okay. Perfect. Perfect bit of tree logging. I left a bit, obviously a bit of a log there. Closer to the ground. I'll remember to lift it up, because otherwise it just pushes the logs along the ground. Makes that go round. That makes that do that weird thing. Right. I'm gonna drive into these ones over here. Try and keep the logs in a nice pile as I can get. Right, that's done. One out on the end here. I missed the tree. I've missed the tree, haven't I? There's the tree. Trees are falling down, trees are taken. Right, so the crone has finished doing its little bit of magic. And take it a little bit closer to the ground. Ooh. Down. There you go. Pop out of him quickly. I want to check on this guy. I think he's missing bits. Okay. Didn't do this bit. Not do this bit. Unless he thought. In his way? I do like being able to use the dev tools. Seeing anything that would impact him, make him choose not to want to work the field. If there was tree stumps, you can clearly see the tree stumps, can't you? Strange. save that course because I'm going to need that for the loading wagon. Might as well go over and do field 10 as well while we're here. Get him started on field 10 with a spot of mowing. You come through the tunnel, young sir. And I can go through here then. Now field 10. Gonna be 2 headland passes. Start working on up and down rows. It's a pretty much. No, actually, we won't. We will stick with 4. We do 6. Do more. I do 8. I'll break it if I do 8. Let's get a stop point perhaps over here. That makes a bit more sense. This part of the field is right at least. Right. Drive course, good sir. Do not let me down. Do not fail me. You can mow the grass. Right, Scraper Special has finished, apparently. Quick check. No, you see, look, you haven't finished. At all. In fact, you've done an incredibly poor job. Especially down here where you've missed the whole entire section of the field. Get this bit done. That corner. I honestly don't know why it misses bits. It really has no need to. Hold him up now though, because he is done. And the Scraper Special back to the farm. Cedar. Four more trees to chop down there. and stumps to remove as well. How could I forget that? Right, this can live in here now. Because dead zone. Right, what's going to work best on the loading wagon? 730R. I've remembered to not only have I got the diffs back on this, I think I've got the diffs on, haven't I? Yeah. I switched the four-wheel drive back on. For some reason, this was the only tractor in my fleet where I hadn't got it in four-wheel drive. I wondered if that was causing some of the weird things I was noticing when I was farming with this thing. In fact, it wasn't in four-wheel drive. Set this guy up. We'll also do the silo unload. Now, when it comes to grass, I've already got 3,375 litres, so I'll make a quick note of that. Or I will do if I had some paper to write on. 3,375 litres of grass. So I can take that off and then I'll know whether or not this field has been better served. Right, so we're going to go into work mode, we're going to load course, we're going to do that one, and we're also going to do grass to silo. What's that? First waypoint. Any issues? Apart from the working width, of course. Right, stop. No, stop, driver. There you go. Now you can drive course, because then you'll pick all this lot up on the way. Look at that. As you can see, it does mow all the way around the field. It's right up to the edges, which is perfect, just as I wanted. Shouldn't miss any grass as well with it doing the round turn radius. So there are bits, look, little bits here and there, look, from when we've harvested previously that I haven't picked up. Done nicely to this edge as well, look. and down the bottom. Let that guy run now then. Right. We'll need the I will finish that off. There's the cranes, which I don't really need. Happily running on his surrounds. Doing his headlands. Guy's doing me cultivating. He looks like he's managing it fairly okay. What I noticed, I haven't had the option to tab into that fertiliser sprayer, because I will be needing that as well, don't forget, because this field will need to be re-sprayed. And he's full. So he'll drive to the silo and empty. Pretty cool. But how long is it going to be before I get to do any harvesting? Field 5 is taking ages. Well, mate, he hasn't done all of field 7. Look, he's missed quite a bit on that edge there. Terrible. I want to use this harvester to do me cotton, but it's not growing. Why isn't the cotton growing? When is the cotton going to grow? Another 9 hours. So maybe in the next video in the series we'll get to do some cotton harvesting. That ought to be rather fun. But anyway, for now, from me, CWATTYESO here on the Fenton Forest Farm, it is goodbye for now.